Welcome to the final video of a 3-video series on SOFI. Things are going to get really exciting and juicy. I'm super excited to share my research because I know the facts I'm sharing in this video will show how massive is SOFI. But before all this, let me set the stage and bring your attention to a term which is not very common. I'm sure most of you have heard about SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service, basically a software subscription model. In the finance world, there is a term which has gotten super popular, and that is called FaaS or Fintech as a Service. And it's gaining more and more popularity as we move over from traditional banking to digital banking. Now, some analysts are so bullish in this sector that they are calling it a $7.2 trillion industry by 2030. And SOFI, my friends, is positioning itself to be a dominating player in this industry, and I cannot be more excited to see how this will unfold in the coming years. Let me share my screen and show you some staggering facts and also how SOFI is taking advantage of this massive opportunity. So let's talk about fintech. This simple yet very powerful image on your screen shows how fintech industry is divided into 5 sectors. Number 1 right here is lending services. That's how SOFI started. Number 2 is payment services. SOFI has credit cards and reward system. Number 3, investment services. SOFI has ETFs, crypto, and stock investing. Number 4, equity fund investing, and SOFI has IPO investing. Number 3, financial research. They have a whole section on basically finance education and also the data that they collect from users and their habits. All these 5 sectors are so well vested in this company that it's just mind-blowing how they have played this game. So as you can see that SOFI is thinking of long-term before adding any new services, and that is what makes this company so unique and massive. So fintech is about creating convenience, correct? For users, for you and me. From checking balances to depositing checks to getting loan, no one wants to fill out those lengthy forms or go anywhere physically. And that is why this industry is going to boom for years to come. Now, we have established a case that SOFI is going to be very successful in this trillion-dollar industry. Let's briefly touch base on some of the dangers that SOFI will face in the market and how I feel they are going to win at the end. In Thursday's edition of Wall Street Journal, there was an article here that mentioned Goldman Sachs, right here on your screen, that Goldman Sachs is buying GreenSky for $2.2 billion. Now, GreenSky is buy now, pay later, one of those Affirm kind of firms, but they're for bigger purchases like home construction, home remodeling, or doctor's visit, something like really big amounts, and they have deal with like Home Depot. Now, in this article, I have highlighted a line where Goldman Sachs says, right here, our goal is to build a real banking platform of the future, right here. So you see what's going on here. Traditional mega powers are now realizing that consumers are changing, habits are changing, and industry is changing. But what they lack and where it gets hard for them is where it's easy for companies like SOFI, as they don't have to have the baggage of a legacy system, or they don't have to carry the baggage of a legacy system. And companies like SOFI can really think from ground up and start delivering what people really want. Old banks are like dinosaurs. They are too slow and too big to take turns. Fintech revenues are going to go through the roof, which traditional banks admit, and that is why they are jumping in the industry to take as much share as possible. Look at JP Morgan right here. So JP Morgan is basically saying that fintech industry is going to disrupt a $20 trillion industry. And in the same day where the Goldman Sachs article was, in the Wall Street Journal, they had this article over here where JP Morgan bolsters online investing. So basically they all are looking, all these traditional banks, all these mega powers of the Wall Street are looking to invest more and more into this fintech area. I feel SOFI has such an advantage because they started to make these products when these banks were thinking about it. The only sector which I feel can threaten SOFI is buy now, pay later companies like Affirm or Afterpay, because that pushes people, those kind of sectors like Affirm, pushes people to use their products, which in turn make them want to use the platform for other things. So let's take an example. So tomorrow, if Affirm decides to add a crypto division or a home loan or an auto insurance, then that'll be not good for companies like SOFI. But there is a big positive side for SOFI here. Those companies have to add 20 products, while SOFI or companies like SOFI only needs to add buy now, pay later. which I'm pretty sure they're already thinking about it, as SoFi published an article in 2020 which talks about buy now, pay later services. So now we have already discussed that this industry is huge and it's going to grow leaps and bounds in the coming years, and SoFi has positioned itself so strongly. Now let's dive into some numbers and some juicy price prediction, and then at the end I'll share my opinion where I see the price by the end of 2021 and also 2022. So let's look at this information, and this is from their 2020 future projection, and this is what they're telling us. They expect to see a massive adoption of their financial services at a staggering rate. Their adjusted net revenue will see a 43% increase right here year over year. Right here you can see that they are basically growing leaps and bounds every year on all their sectors. Now from 621 million that they did in 2020 right here, they are going to go almost 3.6 billion by 2025. Now their financial services, which they mentioned reached an inflection point this year, they are not projecting that sector to be profitable until 2023. Right here, if you can see, that's when they think that their financial services, which is right here, is going to be profitable. Up until 2022, it's going to continue losing money. But I feel because financial sector is so closely tied to the tech sector, that they both will see an early adoption, and that is why I feel once they become profitable, their numbers will rise drastically. The Galileo platform, or the service that they bought last year, is going to bring massive value, and not just from retail accounts but from their fintech or fintech as a service in their accounts. Look, technology platform right here is going double almost every year. This is massive. Technology platform on all the sectors is giving them huge revenue. For example, in the most recent interview, their CEO mentioned this, that they can now implement a reward system for any business using their APIs. So let's say if you have a company and you want to bring rewards to your customers, but you don't have the capability or you don't have the manpower to bring that technology to the people where they can swipe a card and they can get rewards. Now with SoFi's API, you can get that within days. And this is just a simplified version of what all they can do with the platform and the tech. Possibilities are endless. And no, I'm not going to spend the entire video talking about Galileo, but this entire revenue sector, which they are downplaying, and I think this can become what AWS did for Amazon. Just think about it, how big Galileo can become for SoFi. Now let's look at their EBITDA, which turns positive in 2021. Right here, as you can see, 27 right here is 3% positive EBITDA right here on 2021 estimated, but I think we are going to see that very well. So once they become EBITDA positive, just look at the growth they have. Right from here where they are, from 3% to 17%. Almost 5x from 2021 to 2022 in just 1 year. So now if they're trading at $15 today, then you can imagine with 5x growth in their EBITDA by end of 2022, the stock price can easily go to 3 to 4x from where it is right now. And that is what I'm predicting. So here are some analysts and their predictions, and then we'll talk about the median price and of course some of the juicy stuff. Okay, so one of the first thing I want to bring your attention to is the analysts, those who are covering the stock. This is really good to see that now almost 4 analysts are covering the stock, and all 4 belongs to good firms. Now along with that, if you go on TipRank only gives them a $30 price target for next 12 months out of these 4 ratings that they have, and of course it's a strong buy that they rated. Now, I don't believe $30 is an attractive price target for 12 months because I feel once the bank charter happens and once we see this EBITDA turns positive, we are going to see $30 within like a month. But I feel by the end of 2021, absolutely see around $25 price target on this stock as we get closer to December. Now, one of the other interesting facts that I want to bring your attention to is this. Price to earnings ratio. Right now, we don't have enough data on SoFi to accurately depict what the price to earning ratio this company has. We are going to have it at the end of this year, but this side gives a price to earning ratio, so take it for what it's worth. But right now they are saying that the company has negative 21.9x price to earning ratio. Now, industry standard is 8x. So just imagine from negative 21.9 to almost 8x positive, how huge the stock price is going to reflect. So now the same company is giving a price target of about $71, and trust me, nobody has a crystal ball to know when they're going to achieve this price target of $71, but I can tell you this much, the SoFi stock is going to be worth more than $70 for sure. For at least till the end of this year, I could see a $25 price target on the stock. By next, I would say Q3 of 2022, once they will turn positive, once they will start showing more and more results from their financial services, from their tech services, I feel we are going to see about $50 to $60 price target at the end of 2022 or maybe Q3 of 2022. I feel this stock and the company will hit the S-curve very soon, and that's when we are going to be heading to the moon. Now, with very conservative and clearly very deserving valuation to some frothy valuation, let's take a quick peek on the talent who is running the show for this company. I have discussed this in the first video, but I'm going to bring your attention to even more on that part because I feel a team for a company is the most important asset, and that can tell us where this company is headed in the next 5 years. Okay, so this is from their 2020 deck right here. As you can see that all their top management folks have worked at some of the most influential companies in the finance sector. From JP Morgan to Citi, from Amazon to Microsoft, from Intuit to Uber, from Toyota to Tesla. And just 2 days ago, they added another very well-deserving member in their team as the president of the new bank right here, which is Chad Barton right here, as you can see. So this guy is basically hired President SOFI Bank in formation. So basically they are getting ready for the bank charter. And you can see that Chad brings years of experience from the topmost financial institution right here, and also an army veteran just like Anthony Noto. And I love the fact that, you know what, when the CEO has a very clear goal, he knows what type of people and what kind of people he needs to bring in the team. I actually had no idea that I have one connection in common. Actually, Asaf Ronan, one of the guy who got awarded some of the stock option, is actually one of my connections. I had no idea. So I have reached out to Chad Barton to get connected on LinkedIn, and if he does accept it, I'll keep you guys posted, and maybe we can call him for interview one day. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, great. So now, with this three-part series, we have covered a wide range of topics from the team to their net revenue, from market size to the potential SOFI has in this fintech world. I personally feel that this stock can easily 10x in next 5 years. I'm getting more and more confident on this company's future and how massive this opportunity is for us investors. I'll be doing a video where I'm going to open a SOFI account on a video, and we'll walk through with all the steps in opening an ETF with them. Because if we believe in the company, then why not give them some business? Okay, I'll link a video up here that I played some trades on SOFI before their Q2 earnings. Check out, especially from the 7-minute mark, because that's a very special trade, which in my opinion is just amazing for any company, not just for SOFI, for any company on a good red day. So definitely check it out. Again, the video over here at timestamp number 7. All right, hope this video was value to you, and if you got anything out of the video, then do give it a thumbs up so we can reach out to more SOFI lovers, and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. As always, thank you for joining me. Love you all. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.